All right, check it out, everybody. Here's part 2 of my intake charge pressure low. If you watch the first one, you'll know what's going on. You know how I come up with this. So we finally got it tore down. Really wasn't that bad to tear it down. Being a first time around, it really wasn't all that bad. Just some of the bolts kind of a pain to get to. But no big deal. Enjoy doing this stuff. So here's what we come up with. As you can see, our bushings right here. They're nice and clean except for this one right here. So this one is the second hole from the front underneath the intake. Couldn't see it, didn't have a smoke machine. We had soot down on the motor. We knew we had a leak, so we just had to get everything pulled down. And lo and behold, these are self-retainer bolts, so there should have been a bolt in it. I was kind of hoping as a Monday, Friday build, somebody just left it out, didn't tighten it. No. Got everything out of the way, found this resting near the oil cooler underneath. So that's a portion of it. Here's the other portion of it was actually still in the head. So we had a broke bolt. Two things, it could have been over tightened. Another thing is these little motors have got a little vibration. I hope that's not the case. We'll just have to wait and see if we get more of these in with the same similar problem. But before we jump to all that, like I said, I can't stress enough, do your diagnostics. Take the time. Figure out whether it's a vacuum issue or a leak in your CAC, in your intake. Take the time to do that. I can't stress that enough. I get so many people ask, oh, well, how do you fix this? Well, did you do this? Well, no. Well, you need to do that before you go replace some parts. But anyhow, that's another story for another day. So while we're here, of course, this thing, it's going to go ahead and get intake replaced just because you can see the buildup on the flaps. Yeah, we can clean it, but we've got a new intake, so it's going to get it. But here's where I want to turn over to here. This is awesome. I love this. Not awesome, but look at the buildup. This is the elbow that bolts up to the intake. If you can generally see how much we've got right here. 88,000 miles. We got some nice gooey pudding dessert in here. And if you worked on any diesels, you know what the combination is. You get a little oil pulling through your CAC side from the breather, mixes with the soot where it's returning from the EGR, and that's the lovely dessert that you have. You can see underneath here, this is where your throttle valve bolts up to. Throttle valve looks about the same way. Really surprised the truck was running. Of course, it was running poor to start with it losing boost, but here's what we got. We're going to throw a new intake on it. For those of you who get parts, your new intake will come with the gasket in it, will come with the bolts in it. Ensure that you order the gasket for here, where your mixer tube comes up. I refer to this as a mixer tube. I think Ford actually refers to theirs as mixer tubes. Mercedes probably calls it something really off the wall because of the German wording, but this is the buildup that we got. All this will get clean, new gaskets. Check out my other video. I went ahead and put glow plugs in this one while I had it off just because we had the extra room to go ahead and do it. I don't like doing things twice. Hope everybody likes watching the videos. The recording's a little rough, but I really don't care. If you want to subscribe, be my guest. If you don't, that's up to you. I'm purely do this just I like to share new stuff. Don't get to do it all the time, but I do put it out there. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.